To another edition of the Olympic Hockey Show, brought to you by the Purple Rain Podcast. You know what, I just can't wait till we get to the rosters. I just can't wait till we get to the rosters. We can not have to listen to any more stupid comments like this. Sorry, you're supposed to be looking forward to this. It's the Winter Games. You love them. I know. But it's the Yanks. They can't stop mouthing off. Oh my God. Go and do something better with your time. Be more productive than mouthing off on Twitter. God's sake. Alright, yeah. Alright, as you know, there's a lot of complaining about the state of one of the Olympic venues. Is the men's tournament only using one venue? Roxbury. Because obviously we know there are going to be two venues, because obviously one of the first Olympic hockey shows we did, we ran through the schedule, and of course there are 2 years in play. Is the men's only going to be in one? I've no clue. We're going to ask the Easterners. Yeah, we're going to ask our Eastern Conference pack members. Yeah, because obviously I'm not focused on the men's tournament at all. I'm not at all. So yeah. So yeah. So we already know that there's been some complaints about, you know, the state of the Olympic arena that's going to be used. Well, one of the Olympic rinks that's going to be used, by the way, because obviously there are going to be 2 involved with the women's tournament. The one in question, which I'm going to bring up now, is the main one, which is hold on. Yep. It'd be helpful if the article named the arena. I know, it's can't be bothered to do that, can they? Right, okay. So just to remind you, there are 2 arenas being used for these games. One of them is the Milano Royal Ice Hockey Arena, and the other is the Milano Santa Galina Ice Hockey Arena, and that is the one in question. So it's the Santa Galina Arena is the one everyone's having a go about. And now it's the conversation about I'm bracing for the innuendos now. Because I think your mind's going there. Yeah. It's all about sizes. I kid you not. It's almost like we're trying to make little man syndrome out of ice hockey rinks. Yeah, because Charles moaning that, it's not going to be actual standards. What do you think? What do you think? This is supposed to be to IHF standards. I know. It's like, seriously, Florence, does it really matter about size? On this occasion, no. Just roll it, okay? I mean, we did. Oh no, right. Just let me roll it, okay? On this occasion, no. In other areas, which I won't go to because it would involve some fruity topics, it does matter. Right, so big. Yeah, big has to be big. That pot has to be big every time. Otherwise, it's not. Otherwise, it's a waste of a mouthful. There we go. Yeah. Just hit me in the face with it. Calm down. That was Mr. Whippy. Right, can we get to serious here? Now we've got that out of the systems. Let's now get to serious here. Yeah, serious here. Yeah, it's just. I mean, it's always hilarious, isn't it, when we get to this time of the cycle and you have the Yanks moaning about the size of the arenas because they just don't understand that every country is different, and let's face it, there's no other country in the world that can match the NHL in terms of its rink quality. Yeah. And remember that various other countries host different international tournaments, right? Yeah, like World Championships, yeah. World Championships, Olympic qualifiers, Para Championships, as we had back in the summer in Slovakia. Yeah, so actually, these rinks, they have to basically accommodate all various forms of competition that are on offer. It's not, I mean, yes, because the AHL has standards, but at the end of the day, this is not the AHL. This is the Winter Olympics. Therefore, we go under Olympic standards, and by that we go on the IHF standards. Yeah. And I've said it time and time again, the AHL needs to fuck off. Needs to seriously fuck off. Milan-Cortina knows what it's doing. It won the bid in 2019. We're going to Milan. F off. Okay? Oh, I'm going to say about that because I know. What's he going to go? Nope, separate show. Okay. Oh, yeah. Oh, yes. There'll be some swearing on that one. Never mind. Separate windows. Okay, so. This is so funny because guess who was mouthing off about it now? Former Sharks coach Pete DeBoer. Oh. You never liked... I never liked him. I know we're about to say, yes, he got me to Stanley Cup Finals, but I never liked him. To be fair, I've never really been a fan of any of my coaches over the years, and I've been with the Sharks since I was 12 years old. But he's the one who's mouthing off. So let's now read it. Okay. So, the ice surface looks like it's going to be smaller than AHL ring standard by probably 3 or 4 feet. Pete DeBoer, an assistant on Canada's men's team. Oh dear. So Sportsnet. I don't understand how that happened. Yeah, it's like, it's like, what? What do you mean? What do you mean that's happened? What, were you expecting it to be bigger? What were you Were you expecting an ice palace? Were you expecting champagne and some showgirls to walk out on the ice waving your country's flag like a parade? Happy finish as well, Martin? Yes! Yes! What were you expecting? Come on. How long has this place been going on now for? Yeah, I don't believe it's a huge difference, but I believe there is a difference, and it's on the smaller, not the bigger side. Well, I think we'd all like things on the bigger side. Right, so the IHF has approved an ice sheet in Milan that measures at 196.85 feet by 85.3 feet. The source tells the uploader. AHL ice sheets measure 200 by 85 feet. The 2010-22 Olympics used AHL size rings. Well, obviously 2010, because obviously 2010 we were in Vancouver. Right. Well, a larger IHF surface, 60 by 30 meters, or 197 by 98.5 feet, was utilised in other years. So that's 2014 and 18. For us, yeah. The 60,000 seat arena on the outskirts of Milan is still under construction. Test events at the arena were rescheduled into January 9th, 11th. I'm not sure what's going to happen. There is no Plan B. The Chief Operations Officer for Milan-Cortina Winter Games told Associated Press. As we all know, the women's tournament begins on the 5th of February, while the men's will begin on the 11th of February. Right. I know before we criticised the AHL about this, because they were just basically mouthing off. But obviously, it's been developments now. Let's face it, it's been a few weeks now since that mouthing off. It's now, for me, now getting serious. Well, yeah, because obviously you've got the women's tournament going to go first. are we going to be used as the lab rats to basically test these facilities out? Because we are not lab rats. Oh, we are so not lab rats. This is the first year the PWHL is going to have players involved. We can't have them be used as test subjects. Absolutely not. And any over my dead body is the PWHL going to be used as lab rats for this? Over my dead body. I know some people will probably be thinking, well, that can be arranged. Try it, I dare you. always going by it now. Well, because I'm getting sick of it. I'm constantly seeing different people on social media say, oh, let's move it elsewhere. We've not got time to do that. Nah. After Christmas, it's only about 4 weeks until Milan-Cortina. We're going to Milan-Cortina. Get on board. Get on board. We're going to Italy. Start learning Italian. Buonasera. Buongiorno. Grazie. And then signori. There we go. Yeah. So, I am a bit concerned now, because it isn't just the ice rink that I'm concerned about. It's also the facilities as a whole, because you've got to make sure it's safe for players and spectators alike. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. Especially given how I've now been in a ballpark that is not safe. Well, I'm just trying to see if Fnatic wants to come and rebuke that. No, you can stay where he is. We did not feel safe being in that ballpark back in May. We did not. No, we certainly did not feel safe there. So I can tell you how it does get on you when you feel like you're in an environment and you do not feel safe. So you've got to make sure that it's safe for players. You've got to make sure it's safe for staff. You've got to make sure it is safe for volunteers who work these games. And you've also got to make sure it's safe for the spectators. I'm now getting a bit concerned. Now, we do of course already have another arena that's going to be used for the women's tournament. But as we know from the group stages, there are a lot of days where there are games that are scheduled for both arenas. So can you really reshuffle them around to play in the Milan arena? I know. Could be possible. It could be possible that they easily could go, right, all the games that are scheduled for Santa Clarita, you move them to Milan arena, but you just shuffle times around. It's not ideal, but it could be done. Because there are 2 venues being used for the women's game. You've just mentioned the other one that everyone seems to forget about. I know, right? But do I repeat it again? It's the Milan-Rio Ice Hockey Arena. That is the other arena that's going to be used for the women's tournament. You, as you said, Josh, you could easily move them all there, but how feasible would it? I don't know. And logistically, because as I was mentioned, there are days where there's going to be games going on in both arenas, particularly during the group stages. Could it be doable? I don't know. Could you look at... Because there's a bit of a sizable gap between the end of the group stages and the start of the knockout stages. Yeah. Lady, correct me if I'm wrong. Isn't the group stages end the day before the men's tournament start? Yeah. Yeah. And then the knockouts begin 13th. Okay. Let's just double check that, because I want to make sure I've got that definitely right, because I think that is definitely right, because I have got it all down on my calendar, but I just want to double check that is correct. Yeah, so let's just double check that real quick. Yes, the last group stages are the 10th of February, and then the knockouts begin on the 13th of February. For the quarterfinals, they're all in Milano, Rio. So that's fine. I think it's when we get to the semi-finals, that's when Santa Liga is going to come into play. Yeah. Yeah, so with 5 of the quarterfinals, it'll be after that. Yeah. But there are some days where there's going to be 2, where both the 2 arenas are going to be supposed to be in use. Yeah. So that then creates a problem. You could try and rearrange the games in Santa Liga to be in Rio, but that isn't really. I'm not sure how feasible it'll be. Or why not just go to a different city in Italy, like Torino. Yeah, I know. It's just things like, yeah. I mean, it's terrible. I mean, I think what a lot of people don't know is there have been on some occasions, there have been times where events have taken place in the Olympics that are not in the host city. Yeah, isn't there supposed to be some, for LA, isn't there supposed to be some events at Honda Center? Yes. Oh, really? Yeah. I can't remember, because obviously you two are keeping a very close eye on LA28, because obviously that is your AHL market, so you two are keeping a very close eye on that. Okay. I don't know which events they are, but I definitely know there are some events for LA28 that will take place in Honda Center. Yeah, but LA are easy to get to. You can get to them by train easily, no problems. That's fine. Whereas you're talking from going from Milan to Torino. I mean, Torino does have an ice hockey facility because it did host the games in 2006, so they still have got facilities. It's just how feasible would that be to get operating time with what feels like now less than 5 weeks, 6 weeks to go. I don't know how that would work. Because Italy are adamant there's no plan B. So what do you do? We're going to make these players play on the ice surface. Well, it kind of feels like that. It does kind of feel like that. In which case, who wants to bet the NHL will pull out? Good do. Where's the? Do you two know when the last day before the NHL Christmas break is? Biggest day of the PHL. 23rd. Yeah, right. Who wants to bet on the 23rd of December the NHL pulls out like they did 4 years ago with Beijing? Because right about break for Christmas, they go, right, we're not going to Beijing, and oh, did I have a very angry Christmas. Who wants to bet? If the Eastern members of our pack come to us before and say, not going to Milan, well, then we'll be back here. Because I can see that happening. I can see right before Christmas, last day before Christmas, they'll come out and say, we're not going. And they're like, well, fine. I don't care. Not involved with you anymore. Not involved with you anymore. So, no. Gary, if you do not want your players to go to Milan, that's fine. I could not care less what the NHL does anymore. It's not my problem. My focus is on the women's game. It always has been, always will be. So make the best of that. Yeah. You very rarely watch the Sharks now. PHR's involvement, and that's how it's going to be going forward. October have a month for Sharks, and as soon as we get to November, it's women's hockey all the way. That's the way it works. That's the way it works. Because you guys know the women's game is where my priorities lie, so that is what I'm doing. That's my calendar. Moving forward, October, month of Sharks. After that, women's hockey all the way until we get to the off season. So, yeah. No, but yeah, I know back in November I was saying how, why the NHL bang on about this, man, stop mouthing off, you're not helping. But now that we are getting closer to these games, because after Christmas it is literally only 4 weeks. Yeah, it's the 4th. 4th of February is the first day of the event. I know the opening day is the 6th, but the 4th is the first day of events. Our tournament begins on the 5th of February. So technically, once we are out of Christmas, it is just 4 weeks until we get to Milan-Cortina. And it will go by very quickly to think about that. Right, it's just 4 weeks, and then we're into Milan-Cortina. Right. So it doesn't really allow much time left to do. Do you think I'll get the testing events done? No. Because originally these testing events were supposed to be done, I think, during mid-December. So that is probably next week after. Yeah. Next week we come back for the rugby series. Oh, okay, that's been right. So yeah, so about roughly a week or so's time. They were really successful with that. They've been moved to the beginning of January. I don't think that happens. I don't think we're going to have a testing event. Now, you normally do have testing events in the run to Olympics, make sure these venues work, but I don't think it's going to happen. I don't think there'll be a testing event. I just don't. Okay, I don't. That's my personal opinion. There won't be a testing event. I'm going to say it out. Okay, that's just my opinion. Who knows? We could be proven wrong. We could be back here next month and say, oh, there's setting events going on. No. So, you've heard. What about you two? Because you guys have heard from me. Well, I need to pass on to you two now. How do you guys feel about it? Because obviously, this is a major deal, the Olympics, and as Peter's mentioned, it's the first time since the PWHL has been formed that we're going to have a pro women's hockey league represented on the global stage. So yeah, I just want to focus on that because these Olympics are going to be so huge for the PWHL because it's their first real big opportunity to showcase our product to the world. Now, yes, we already do that by streaming all our games for free on YouTube and must remain to do so. Yeah, but only people who are involved with the leagues like ours watch that. Only people who are involved with the World Championships watch the World Championships. Everybody, whether you're involved with hockey or not, watches the Olympic Games. Yep. Absolutely. So this is a huge opportunity. If we can get this right, we can attract large audiences to our league and grow the reach even further. Oh yeah, these games are absolutely supposed to be used as a test, as an opportunity to grow our European footprint. Yeah, absolutely, yeah. And if they're not going to be in the best facilities, what does that say? That we don't care? That Italy doesn't care? Yeah. Well, I remember when the games were being up for bidding, I was thinking, oh my god, please, no, not Italy. Not Italy. You are so Team Stockholm. I know. That's because I was going to Stockholm. But yeah. Anyway, it's fine. I have faith in Milan, even if the Yanks don't. Yeah, so it's so important that we get that the readers are ready. If it has to be in Milan Arena, then so be it. Okay. Yeah, it is alarming. You George, you said it really. It is quite concerning because obviously it isn't just the players who are involved. It's not just the ice facilities. It's the whole thing, whole shebang, whole arena. You've got to make sure the whole arena is safe and viable for literally everybody who goes through those doors, regardless of what you are, player, staff member, volunteer, spectator, whatever you are. You have to. It's got to be done right. Yeah. So. The alarm bells are ringing, but I don't think we really need to go to DEFCON 1 like the AXL's basically. I never understood the DEFCONs. You're on it now. I've never understood the DEFCONs. The first time I heard about the DEFCONs was in the second Santa Claus film, but I thought that was just because it would be a bit of a dramatic opening. I generally thought, what's this? It's supposed to be Father Christmas. Comet was the star in that film, by the way. Literally, the only reason I watched Santa Claus 2 was for Comet. The rain has been sorely missed in the third film and the Disney Plus series, although I've not got round to the second season. I've ended the first season. Right, so DEFCON is Defense Readiness Condition. It's basically US military alert systems, of course it's you, with 5 levels from normal, which is 5, to maximum readiness, which is 1, indicating threat levels for potential conflict. The term also refers to the annual Hacker Convention, the DEFCON, known for its focus on cybersecurity, hardware hacking and digital freedom. The convention held in Las Vegas is a major event for the hacker community, exploring vulnerabilities and security. There's a hacker community! Shouldn't they all just be locked up? Says the man who doesn't believe in the justice system. Don't go there, because we'll then mention... Because don't go there! Don't, because I do not want to bring up the death penalty. I don't want to do that. that George does not believe in our justice system because basically prisoners don't basically serve their full sentences. 12 years should mean 12 years! No, I actually am in favour of... I'm not in favour of the death penalty, but I'm favouring more harsher punishments and forms of justice than simply just locking them up because it doesn't work. They just get let out early and they don't serve the full sentence. And in some cases get accidentally released because our prisons are too full, but that's not for right now. Yeah, so go back to what you were saying, lady, before we got into the intervention. Right, we're not at DEFCON 1. So the level of panic needs to be taken down. The tone needs to be lowered down. Exactly, lower the tone down. But there should be concerns. And I think we need to wait until January. Yeah, agreed. Yeah, agreed. I think we get to January, as George said, a month ago, only then can we look at the situation and go, right, how bad is it? How bad is it? And if you can say, oh, well, no plan B, but you've got to be thinking about it. You've got to at least be starting to think about it. Because chances are, we might need to go for the plan B. Which means what? Torino. That's the only thing I can think of, because obviously I know that Torino hosted the games in 2006, which of course brings painful memories for the US. Because obviously that was the games where the US lost in the semi-finals to Sweden and had to go and play for the bronze, which the US did win. So Canada ever won gold and silver? Canada ever won gold and silver. The US have won all three types of medals on offer. And I think it's Sweden and Finland who've got the others. But don't quote me on that. Just go get that yourselves. Yeah, I think Torino would be a suitable plan B. It probably isn't that too far from Milan. If I'm going to look it up now so I make the point. It probably isn't too far from Milan, where the games are being held. Let's just look it up. So the best way to travel from Milan to Torino is by train, which the fastest is 44 mins. Or you can do a bus. Drive is also an option. Well, so trains, buses option. Travel between the city centres, and high-speed trains can cover the distance in as little as 44 minutes. Well, regional trains can take up to 1.5 to 2 hours. While a bus would take between an hour and 35 and 2 hours. So, not that bad then. No, not that bad in terms of distance. So it could be doable. It's just you would have to schedule any of those games in the Santa Catalina. You'd have to put them at early o'clock to allow time to get into Milan, and then from Milan to Torino, and then back to Milan, because obviously the Olympic Village is in Milan. Yeah. So Torino could work, because it does have facilities. The facilities are still there, so Torino could work. It's just how bad is the situation with the Santa Catalina Arena to then warrant maybe come up with a plan B. Yeah. Because there is going to be a plan B of some sort. Yeah. Just in case. You don't need to actually say that it's executed. You just need to have one in the back pocket in case when we get to January with 4 weeks to go, it's going to be like yeah, that sounds the alarm. Yep. Or do it better. That's better. Yeah, that was better. I got the decimal tones wrong there, so like but yeah, so I don't know. But I am now starting to have concerns myself because really the women's tournament is literally February the 5th. Yeah. We go on the PHL breaks the 29th. A few days later, it's going to be the actual games. It's just going to be, oh god, I am going to get concerned because I do not want to see our players literally be put in a facility that's not scratch. I really don't, especially given how important this is going to be for us. Yeah. Yeah. But you need to get used to it because the next games will be the French Alps. So So, and if anybody thinks that when we get to Salt City in 2034, thinks that's going to be fine, no worries there. Because Delta Centre, that's not built for hockey. No, that's not built for hockey. I know, right, Ashley Smith, you've got the cash. Start building! I know you've got the dollars. Start building. I am not having PHL players playing that rink. No, I know you've got the money. Start building. If you really want Utah to work, start building. I know you've got the cash. I know you've got it. Right, start building. Right, so yeah, is this really worth moaning about? No. Is the size of the Olympic rink worth moaning about? No. Is the state of facilities worth worrying about? Yes, and that is what we should be focusing on. That is what we should be focusing on. Is how viable, how safe is this arena? That is what we should be focusing on. Not focusing on the size of the rink. Not focusing on rink sizes. Okay, so it's just like, that's not the issue. The size of the rink is not the issue. The issue is how safe is this arena. That is the real issue. It's been swept under the carpet because all people can care about is rink sizes. You dirty bastards, the lot of you. No, so, how much do I bet we'll be back here? Oh, definitely. Probably not this side of Christmas. No, I think it'll be after Christmas. We'll probably be reopening this issue. Because chances are before Christmas we could be mouthing off a guy Batman. Oh, I could see it happening. I could so see it happening because they did in Beijing, and we are getting close to that timeline 4 years ago, right? Yeah, we are getting close to that timeline. Okay, they did in Beijing. They waited until the last possible moment, and then just before we were about to go to Christmas break, they pulled the wrong and said not go to Beijing. I can absolutely see them doing that with Milan, but get ready to breach the CBA. Get ready to breach the CBA because the CBA said we want to go to the Olympics. So, are you ready for some legal battles, Gary? Here comes Sir Peter. Read the standing orders. Read them and understand them. You have no authority here, Jackie Weaver. No authority at all. We're trying to have a teams meeting, you fool! We're trying to have a teams meeting, you fool! How did he manage to go full on Gollum? I don't know. But it's impressive. I think we're due another rewatch of that, I think we're due to reach another rewatch of that. That should be fun. Yeah, so any other thoughts you want to make before? Because well, I think you're right to now have concerns. But I know for a while that you are confident that Milan-Cortina can do it. I just feel they need to be left alone. Just let them be. Just get on with it. Yeah. Okay. I mean, we haven't heard anything to PHL about this. No, we've not heard. PHL's been silent. That's because I think the PHL is focusing on its season, which is what the AHL should be doing. That's exactly what I'd say. Yeah, PHL hasn't really spoken about it, but they've got bigger fish to fry. Like, operating the best hockey league in the world. Can I say fuck off, Gary? You can! I was waiting for someone to say it. Fuck off, Gary Bettman. I'll leave it at that. Yes. This issue isn't going away anytime soon, and chances are we probably will be back, boys and girls, very soon.